thought I was being slick, and then I was like, oh no, there's one more mic I need to unmute.
Isn't there a thing that can just unmute all of them for you?
Yeah, I have to figure out how to get it to work.
I mean, if only we had someone in our midst that probably just knows what button to push
Well,
and never think of it ever again.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
Just saying. We do know individuals.
We do.
How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey guys, Robin's here, Marianne's here, LJ's here. Hi guys. I was just
It's
eating my
already
dinner.
Tuesday. It's, it's already
I know
Tuesday.
today is a week since I got back. Well, I mean, since both of us got back from Portland, like crazy.
Wait, it's already been a week?
Yes.
Have I done anything with well, I was sick. Um,
Yeah, me
hey
too.
Alicia, Virginia Quilt Museum's here.
Hey Alicia, are you back from your trip? Alicia followed a seminar up with Big Fun. I've been watching her on Instagram and all of her adventures in New England. She's done a whole bunch of very cool spooky tour things. Last night. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm traveling with you next time.
Well, and I was gonna say, like, it's not like you were just chopped liver. Like you're traveling in a few days. Well, in a week.
Yes.
Robin,
Yep.
the year has gone by really fast, and that leads me here into like let's look at a calendar, because I was going to grab a calendar and then was like, oh my goodness, it's
Hmm.
October or it's in November
Yeah.
in a few days. Do you know what else is in November?
Our 2-year anniversary?
That's bananas.
Somebody asked me not long ago, like, oh, how long have you guys been doing this thing? And I was like, well, we celebrated a 1-year anniversary last year, so 2 years. Coming up on 2 years. It is.
That
It's nuts.
is so crazy.
Hmm. I know.
I was also just like peeking like at our YouTube, and we have close to 200 videos.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? I have not looked at mine. I mean, you guys know I archive to YouTube, even though I'm not great at promoting that. I have a little screen at the beginning of my stream that talks about it, but I have, right, Robin, 2 years, and I've been streaming for over 2 years on my stream, and of course, I stream twice a week, so I know I have more than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Cake and Jill content.
Yeah, I feel bad for the unsuspecting victims that stumble across all that bad
Of
content.
course,
Like,
they've got to be delighted. Come on, we're delightful,
yeah.
if I must say
Well,
so myself.
well, the good news here is that I mean, you and I are traveling again next week because we just can't get enough of each other. Although, again, we hardly saw each other at seminar, I feel
We
like.
didn't, and we put this plan together. I don't know. It was kind of under duress of each other because we both want to go to New York, and it was like, okay, 2 weeks after seminar, all right.
Yep, yep. There'll be a lot of really fun stuff to tell you about after, which is why we've planned a Stitch and Glitch. Like we come home on Friday, and then like we just can't wait to tell you about our trip. So we're gonna do that on Saturday. On this recorded video that will drop on Tuesday the 4th, you're going to get your first assignment
Yes.
for our next book. I'm so excited to finally start a new book. I feel like it's been a minute
It has. I was
since.
talking about this the other day as well, and I'm like, what was the last book we read? It was Lori Labar's book, in
Hmm.
preparation for our seminar, and we kind of
Hmm.
finished it up like weeks before seminar. And then we kind of kept pushing this out a little bit so that, we didn't have to skip a bunch of time in between. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So
very excited for
I'm
this.
really excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
And this
I
one's
think,
gonna take us through the end of the year, really, right?
yeah, I haven't gone out and mapped it all yet, but I'd say the average book is generally about 6 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I feel like I've really been waiting for this one. Do you happen to have the link handy for,
I
if
do.
not, it's in the description.
Yep. Let me grab it.
So yeah, if you haven't gotten it yet, you've got a week to get your hands on one. The link that we have in the description that Stephanie's dropping is our affiliate link. It does go to Amazon. We understand if you feel some type of way about Amazon. It just kicks us a few pennies every time you guys use the link. So
Yeah.
there's that. I don't think there's anything else pressing, is there?
Time for the Stitch and Glitch should be 2 p.m. I had to think about the front. 2 p.m.
Did I
Eastern.
have it on there weird? Oh yeah, no, it is 2 p.m.
Yeah. It's hard to see though, I think, because of that purple.
Oh, I mean,
At
it's
the side.
always been that purple, y'all.
Yes, but when it's posted online, it's easy to see. But when it's on the screen, it's a little bit harder.
I was gonna
So
say,
yeah,
like, I
2
can
p.m.
always lighten it up.
Yeah.
But this was, you can tell this isn't a saved image. This is still fresh in Canva because I was literally like right before, like, like,
There was
um,
literally a change made while we had the stuff going. Like we had our intro video going and she's like making changes.
yeah, it was, phew,
Yeah.
phew. All
Yes,
right.
I agree with you, Robin and LJ. I've got the old eyes too.
I will lighten it up. There's just no need for you to watch me do it right here. So Stephanie had an idea
I'm very excited for
for
this.
tonight's stream, and I'm going to let you explain because even though I was in this same room as this exhibit and things the whole time, I really never had a chance to like thoroughly go through it. I was really counting on you and your photos to look through it later. So what are we looking at?
Yeah, so what we are looking at is antique or reproduction, a quiz. So to back up a little bit, I think that the main folks did such a great. So this would be the main guilds as well as some of our the people that were on the seminar committee from Maine. They just put together some amazing stuff. So our dear friend Joanna had put together a little hand sewing project that people could pick up all of the tools and things and learn hand quilting. They also had the full a quilt frame setup. We showed pictures of that last week. And then they had a couple of hands-on interactive things down there with the quilts, the antique quilts that were the exhibit. And the one, which I really did not get pictures of, but which was hilarious, was two ladies, and I think they were guild members, but then I think sometimes they would swap out with volunteers. But they were sitting there right inside the door, and they had a table and a basket full of fabric scraps, and I think a few blocks, orphan blocks and such. And they were things you could touch because you're not supposed to touch the quilts, right? But people they want to feel the fabric, so they were like, this is called fondling fabric. And so you could go up and touch the fabric and look at it. And so this.
And there was some really great things to touch.
Yeah, there was some really nice stuff there.
You didn't happen to get a picture of that table, did you?
I didn't. That was like the one thing I didn't get a picture of down there. I just didn't even think about it. And then this, you could actually touch these fabrics too. And what this was kind of, the way they set up the pipe and drape, the things that hold the quilts on display. You kind of like sort of walked through at one point, and they had a couple of items in a display case, which I tried to get pictures of, but the reflection was really bad. But it was things like sewing rolls and stuff like that. And then they had this displayed, and the point is, you're supposed to look at these fabrics in each little group and figure out which one is the reproduction and which one is the antique. In some cases, these are literal exact reproductions, and in some cases it's similar enough. Some of them are going to be kind of obvious because I have close-up pictures. So some of them are going to be kind of obvious, but others I really kind of stood there for a little bit and went, and I wasn't sure. And then, of course, we've got on the backs of them, you could lift it up and see it, and has a little notation on the back of what's antique and what's reproduction. So we thought, although I know you guys have the disadvantage of not being able to touch, I thought it'd be fun to just, play the game and see how many of you can get it right. And Jill, having not seen these at all, you get to play the game too.
Nervous. Nervous. All right.
So I have them, hopefully, fingers crossed, they're in the correct order in the folder I sent you. And so you'll have like the swatches, and then you'll have the answer, and then the swatch and the answer. So I named them as such. Yes. So this one's a really good, this is like a 1-for-1, I think.
All right, so I'm gonna let other people guess in the chat first before I give my.
Yeah, what do you guys think? So top, reproduction or antique. Bottom, reproduction or antique. Typically, I think all of them, it's the top one that they identified. So really, you're trying to figure out, is it the top one that's the reproduction, or is it the antique? So, and this is one of those ones where you're like, I'm looking here and I'm seeing, the blue is a little different, but you've got some really bright colors on both of them. A lot of times I think, when things are, a little bit dull or faded, or, you kind of get those sort of browns. I've always thought that's an older fabric. So Robin's guess is the top one is a reproduction.
Okay. I have to say that regardless of what the answer is, I would gladly have both of these in my set.
Right? A lot of these fabrics, I was like, oh, I love these.
I really like the orange in this one.
And I like the top one with the yellow. It's very yellow. Yeah. So what is your opinion, Jill? What do you think?
I think I think the top one is antique.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in before we do the reveal?
Dun dun dun.
Hopefully you guys aren't in too much of a delay. Looks like okay, Marianne's like, I don't know. And that's okay.
All right, are we ready?
Here's the reveal.
Ooh.
The top one was antique. Yeah. And I think probably for this one, the feel of it was definitely a clue for me. And if Coat, can you go backwards to the picture of the two of them? If you zoom in a little bit more, I think the top one you can just tell when you really look at the weave. It's a finer weave than the one on the left is a finer weave than the one on the right.
So do you want me to give who makes the repros? I mean, lots of places make repros, Marianne.
Yeah, that was one thing I did not have the information for who makes the reproductions, because they didn't have any indication of that. I would say some of these might be Henry Glass, because Judy Roche, who made a lot of fabrics, she designed a lot of fabrics, reproduction versions. Henry Glass was her manufacturer, her fabric company.
Who does Mary Koval design for?
Oh gosh,
she does a lot of or has at least done a lot of repros. I forget who her manufacturer is.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
But do you want me to tell you why I think?
Yeah.
The big telltale sign for me were the colors.
Okay.
This combination of this red and this yellow with this dark, this kind of orange, you're not really seeing.
Well, that those two fabric or those two floral motifs, I feel like the antique one is like there's something more sophisticated about it than the reproduction, I think.
Okay.
Um, just you can tell. I don't know. You when you look at it, you can see. I mean, there's things about the reproduction also that I don't know that seem like I don't know like
I'm gonna go to your other photo because you can see the reproduction
yeah.
better. There we go.
Um, yeah, there's something about it is like kind of flatter. I guess there's not. I
Mm.
don't know. There's just not as much depth or something. There's there's a quality to antique fabrics that I just think even the very best, most wonderful fabrics of today just can't quite capture. And some of it is it's the reproduction or the fabric printing process is just different.
Well, and you know what's funny is because you were talking about like the feel. And it's so funny to me that you can more easily differentiate between the feel between antique and modern fabric, but you have a hard time with um um what's what I want?
Are you talking about feed sacks?
Yes. Which I'm like the difference between like feed sacks and everything else is so much more blatantly obvious
Except
than
that there were some fabrics like from like the 20s, 30s through to the 50s that had that same kind of feed sack weave, but they're not feed sacks. So I don't know. I just
um
I feel like there's more with these antique fabrics. There's more that's different in the feel than just like the weave, like a feed sack. So I don't know.
mhm,
Shall we move on?
mhm, mhm,
So Marianne's asking, are they made using the same techniques? So it depends on the age of the fabric. I mean, if you've got some really old chintz, I mean, it's block printed or it's roller
mhm,
printed. Whereas
mhm.
fabric today, some of it's digital printed, which I think when you see the digital printed stuff, like you can tell it's kind of like
Yeah.
AI slop. And I hate to say that because I think there's some designers that digitally print their fabric. Um, it just has like this,
Digitally printed fabric also rips terribly.
yeah, and
Like
it's
it distorts when it rips.
yeah, and it's yeah, it's just not as lovely to me as, like the
Mhm.
old traditional um fabrics
Well, and
today.
stuff, they're multi-roller printed, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um and the dyes or the inks are different than some of what they were using in the past. So,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, they're similar techniques but different.
Hmm. Oh my. Well, you weren't kidding where the like it's like
Oh, digital takes
oh.
longer to absorb starch. That's interesting. And I'm assuming that's because of the ink, like the digital
Mhm.
inks that are on there. Hmm.
So what are we thinking here?
I honestly don't even remember with this one. I think this was one of the ones that tripped me up.
Mm.
Can you zoom in like one more little scotch?
That is that enough of a scotch? Or do you want more scotching?
No, I think this is good.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't remember. But I'm gonna guess it's the bottom one that's antique. The top one's the reproduction. And my reason for that is the black on the top seems out of place for an antique fabric. I know like rich, dense black was hard to get, right? Um, and also with that sort of background striation kind of thing looks kind of printed more clumsily on the top one than on the bottom one.
So Robin just said antique. So Robin, just to clarify, you think this top one is antique because that's the one that has the an answer on it, whether or
Yeah,
not.
and Alicia's saying the top is repro. Yeah, I'm thinking the top is repro. I honestly don't remember, guys. I know the answers. I've seen them, but I don't remember. So, what's
Yep,
your
I'm also gonna go with the top being repro, but you know what's really tripping me up? is the striations on this fabric
Mm-hmm.
is giving me like some home deck vibes.
Ah, okay.
But one of the reasons I'm like, no, I think this is the antique one is because I have some quilts with either this fabric or something very, very
Mm-hmm.
similar in it. Okay, so yes, Robin thinks that the top one is antique. All right, are we ready?
Yes, reveal.
Um, dun dun dun.
Top is repro.
Woo!
Yep. It's some of these. It's just like it is very difficult to tell. I mean, you could
Mm-hmm.
make the argument. I think in some of these like for the same reasons. Like
Yeah, yeah. Also, again, another two fabrics. I would not be upset if either one of them or both were in my stash. Just saying.
yeah, yeah.
If anyone is Christmas shopping for me, like alrighty. Oh.
This is another one I think is very difficult because it is an exact replica. The one that is a replica.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What do we think the top one is? I don't know why, but the way I just said that made me think about that song, What Would You Do for a Klondike Bar?
Oh gosh,
I
what was it?
don't.
Somebody at I want to say it might have been one of the first timers that we met at seminar had something like something about there's something I wouldn't do for a Klondike bar, but you better believe I'd do it for fabric or something like that. I can't remember. It was something funny like that. So Marianne has always been intrigued by this design. Yeah, this is one of those ones that it's very interesting, and I kind of always wonder like how did they come up with these? Like
I mean,
somebody.
probably the same way they do now.
Yeah, but I mean somebody had to have drawn this and what or painted
Well,
the
it kind of gives me, if we were to turn it, it gives me wallpaper vibes.
yeah. So what is your
I think the
so
top one is Repro.
yeah, Alicia's saying antique on top, you're saying repro on top.
Oh, you think ooh, Alicia. We're going head to head. I feel I got my hand here. I challenge you to a duel. Um, Anybody else?
Robin's
Stephanie, what are
guessing
you
repro.
weighing
Robin's with you on repro.
Okay, where are you, Stephanie?
I remember the answer to this one.
Oh, whatever. All right, let's go. What did I say? Top is repro, right?
Yeah, Alicia said
Okay.
this one is hard. I agree. This
This
one
one
is
is hard.
difficult.
Yeah, this one's hard. Ooh, ooh,
Yep,
ooh,
top was
ooh,
repro.
ooh. I'm also keeping score.
So at this point, is Jill winning and Robin and Alicia are not?
Hmm. Yep, yep. This is fun.
I know, right?
Yeah. And you know what, guys? Stephanie's the one that like picked tonight's activity. She texted me and said, "Let me know what we're doing." And then when I was like, "How about this?" Then she was like, "Let's do this." And here we are. All right. I have to say, like, seeing this one better, um, what gave this one away for me is the discoloration
Yeah. And
of
I
the antique
think
one.
also kind of the little the little frayed bits. Again, I think you've got like a sort of a finer weave fabric in the antique
Mm.
one.
I have to say though, the printing on this of the leaves, they're almost 3D looking. Like that's some sophisticated printing going
Mm-hmm.
on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
This one I think was another one that tripped me up. And I mean, because this one is like super good reproduction.
Yeah,
And
this
it's amazing
one.
to me, like whoever this board belonged to, I'm sure they put it together, for other educational purposes. But whoever owned all of these fabric swatches and gathered all this stuff up, like, amazing. There in no way do I have enough knowledge yet or access to fabrics like this to have put something like this together. So wonderful job, whoever owns the. I don't know if this was Sue Rivers or if this was one of the guilds or what, but
Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember the answer to this one?
I do not. And I'm trying to think if my guess on this one was, I think the top one's antique. Although it's so close.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
so like if we're taking this blossom here, like the color
Yeah.
is much richer on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when we're talking earlier, we were talking about the difference in weaves.
They're
These weaves look a little more similar than
they
some of
look
the
almost
others we were looking
identical.
at. Yeah,
Yeah.
the the twig type things here are darker than on this one. This one, like all the colors look a little more richer. Like this one
Yeah.
actually looks like there could have been a slight misprint. So it's like a kind of blurry as we get up here,
Yeah.
as opposed to it's sharp down here. But that could happen to any printing process anywhere. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
um, so ooh,
So Alicia agreed with me. Robin's saying repro.
the top is repro. All right, I'm going with the top being antique.
Oh,
And that's what you
Robin
said,
changed her
right?
mind. Okay, we're all saying the top is antique. And
Okay,
I'm going
okay.
with that because, like you said, that one, and I don't know why I looked at those as strawberries. I realized this is
They
not,
look like it
yeah,
off the top, but like I think it's one of those that stupid like little blossom
like a
flower thing.
peony or a chrysanthemum or something. Yeah. The bottom
No,
one
those
is,
they're like weeds, the thing I'm thinking of.
okay.
I don't know what they're
The
called,
bottom
but
one I feel like is richer. Like you're saying, it's like richer and the top is faded. The red thing.
to be fair, that could be totally wrong. That could just be printed to look that way, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
This one's really hard.
And Marianne agrees with me that it looks like a strawberry. So,
Oh yeah, no, at first glance I thought so too.
okay,
Um,
let's reveal.
all right, but we're all in agreement we think the top is antique.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yay! And I think that when I hold it up, I realize some of these in person, it was kind of obvious because this has clearly been taken out of, like, probably off of an actual quilt. It was probably a
Yeah, I
quilt
could
that
see
was
the
in
lines,
terrible
yeah.
condition and a piece of it, and they took the quilting out. So and in fact, there's one where I think you're going to be like, well, duh, when you actually look at it.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm feeling a little.
But yeah, it was amazing to me that, like, the reproduction, this was an absolute one for one reproduction. There's, no change in color or layout or anything. Like, they literally lifted it right off of the antique and made it into a new fabric.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I think this might have been another one that kind of tripped me up.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this one also helps trip you up a little bit more because it's not it's
It
not a one for one
Yeah,
repro.
it's not exactly the same. Yeah.
Hmm.
I will let you guys ponder this and then I will reveal why I think what I think.
Were there any that are trick answers where like both are antique?
No, no. They're all, every single pair has an antique and a repro. Those of us that are educators don't like trick answers.
This right here looks like lips, and like I just can't get over
I
it.
just
Like
thought
it's a
about that
mouth.
too. I was like, that's weird looking, whatever that is, little blossomy thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Hmm. Also, let me just say, I don't love these prints. I guess I'm going
There is agreement that does indeed look like weird lips.
good. I'm glad we agree.
Okay, Alicia
Um,
thinks the top is antique.
hmm.
Really struggling with this one, aren't you?
I am. I am. Well, because there are reasons why I think both of them, for one reason or another could be
Yeah, and there's
antique.
there's one thing in particular for well, two things in particular for me that kind of give it away. And this is just the just basic things that I've been learning.
Hmm.
So you want to make a guess, and then I'll tell you why I think what I think.
Is anybody else weighing in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Robin thinks the top is antique.
Mm-hmm. And Alicia thinks the top is antique.
Hmm. Hmm. I wish we could see more of the bottom one.
Mm-hmm.
That's one little bummer. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with the top is antique.
Okay, so the one giveaway I think is that you can again see stitching lines on the top one where they pulled it from a quilt. But the reason why I think the top one is antique versus so that little scattered kind of little sort of bits that create that secondary stripe is much
Mhm.
finer and prettier, I think, in the top one. Whereas the bottom one, it's kind of like a little. It's. I think the bottom one is made to look like it was a hand, like a stamped, because you see like those little chevron shapes and the brown stripes.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
made to look like they're not. That they're a little
Perfect.
haphazard because of like a printing process.
They're made to look like it's old.
Yeah. And I
Hmm.
think that that was also their attempt in that sort of confetti looking stuff. Like it was their attempt to make that look kind of old and like a block print. But I don't think this is a block print. I think that this is like, you know, the better technology back in the 19th century where they could
Hmm.
get those little fine details. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I
All
think the
right.
top one is antique. Yep.
Well, oh, and now I'm like, was this one taken from the same quilt as the last one?
Maybe because you can see the quilting lines are almost identical. Yeah, the bottom one, the chevrons are messy. Yeah, and I think that that's an attempt to make it look like an old, you know.
Well, but there's one reason why I'm like, could it be a trick? Because there's definitely fabric printing where you end up with some messy.
Oh, sure,
That's my
absolutely.
point.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. I mean, you have some of those like color registration issues and in old fabrics, but I think that
Hmm.
their attempt with that reproduction was to make it look that way, even though, it was
Hmm.
a modern process.
Hmm.
I personally feel like this one is kind of a dead giveaway, but I don't because I did get to look at a bunch of greens recently. You guys, we did our green video.
Hmm. 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 I think the bottom one is antique.
What do you guys think? Do you agree with her? Yeah, Alicia's saying the top is Repro.
Uh-huh.
Yep, Robin agrees, Repro.
And I'm assuming you agree too.
Yeah. This
Even
was
though
one
you're
of
probably
those.
like, I remember the answer.
No, this is one of those ones where looking at it, I knew immediately, and then when I touched them, this was one of those ones where you could definitely feel like the antique fabric was much, kind of had that
I
old.
mean, you can see it.
Yeah, yeah,
Woohoo!
yeah. And I think, like, again, looking at that old one, there's something very flat about the repro where the old one, that green is definitely a blue yellow, over dye.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you've got some registration marks that are kind of weird on the yellow leaves. So, um, I think it's much prettier. I think, and just also that shade of green,
Hmm.
I think is the giveaway.
Hmm. Hmm. I need this in my step.
I really like this fabric too. I like all of them.
Mhm. Yep, I've seen this fabric many, many times.
Yeah, I feel like doesn't it come in like a number of colorways too? Isn't there like a sort of a cranberry and maybe like a gold or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I remember the blue most distinctly just because I just love blue. And I
Mm.
never even noticed that these are kind of like those pineapple shapes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Little like a little like a rose hip with a sprig on it.
Hmm. I'm going with the top is repro.
If anybody wants to challenge you on
Yeah, come on, Alicia.
that. Alicia's gonna have beef with you.
I'm sorry. Any beef she could possibly have with me could never be as big as the beef she has with you over Little Women. Which I'm actually kind of upset. We totally forgot for you guys like to duke that out at seminar.
It's probably
Yep, she
best
agrees the top
that
is
we
repro.
stay away from divisive issues. So Robin and Alicia
I'm
agree.
sorry. Some things are clearly worth fighting over, and Little Women is one of them.
So Robin
That
and
reminds me, Alicia, you were in mass doing stuff, and one of the stuff you did was not go to the Little Women house.
we forgot to fight about it. See, we were having so much fun, just togetherness. We didn't want to fight.
There will be another opportunity at QuiltCon. So, just saying. Robin, do you have an opinion
Yeah, Robin said
or
repro.
any? Oh, she did?
Yep.
Okay. Boom.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
And I think this one is just kind of the discoloration. And also the I guess really probably the quality of the blues themselves. Like I I mean again I struggle with like when is Prussian blue, when is indigo, when is, all of these different, when is cadet blue? But I feel like this is one like that blue is of a time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Marianne also said she's never read that book. You know what, Marianne? I can actually forgive that more than I can forgive not seeing the cult classic movie, which is the one with Susan Sarandon and Winona Ryder. And
Well, I did a double feature and I watched both of the movies and listened to the book on the plane on my way to England. And I had some feelings about it. Or
I've
Little
never
Men.
done anything with little men, Marianne.
I feel like Little Men is a little less beloved, maybe.
I think it's a lot of less beloved.
Nobody cares about the little men.
Hmm.
I think this one is a real stumper because I mean this is like a plaid. Plaids are of these could be like forget it. These are both vintage. This isn't antique and repro. This is vintage. Yeah, I mean plaids show up everywhere over the centuries. So
Yeah, plaids can be hard to date like solids.
yep, and ginghams too. Ginghams are another one that Marianne has
Huh.
not seen the movies either.
All right, Marianne, now it's time that we're gonna fight.
Yeah, I have to say, Yeah, I had feelings about both of the movies too.
And I don't care about your
I'm not going
feelings.
to talk any further because I know you
It's
don't
okay.
care.
It is okay for you to be wrong. So,
Okay, so thoughts?
um, Alicia just said the Toppers repro, and she's not sure why. And I, excuse me, I think I also agree that the top is repro. Um,
Robin's going antique on the top. I don't remember
okay.
with this one.
So then, what's your guess?
And Marianne did see Godzilla, which honestly, I think I'd rather see Godzilla than see Little Women again. But I didn't hate Little Women, either of the movies. I didn't hate them. Please don't misunderstand me. But one time was enough.
Oh, I am understanding you however I want to. All right, so which one do you think if you don't remember?
I think the top one is the repro, but I could be wrong. I think this is another one that tripped me up, where I was like, I did pick the wrong one, because I sort of played the game as I was taking pictures.
All right, repro.
Ah, top is
Dun, dun,
repro.
dun, dun. Alicia's trailing me.
All right, next.
Oh my.
Yeah, this one. This one was super difficult. Um, and I think I remember what gave it away.
I mean, I gotta give credit to the repro. It literally looks like they just cut out another piece and like it's a really good it's a really good repro.
Hmm. So, yep, Alicia's saying
I'm
top is
going with the
antique.
top is antique. Oh,
Yeah, and
Jinx.
Robin agrees top is antique.
Okay.
I'm gonna also say, since you've already revealed your thoughts, I think the top is antique because it's still got like a chintz glaze on it. It's got
All right.
a
Now,
sheen to it.
I wasn't looking for that, but I can sort of kind of see a little bit of sheeny right
Yeah, if
there.
you look at like the corner that's overlaying the one underneath, you can see the one underneath again has like a flatter um,
Mhm.
look to it, whereas the one on the top has like a smooth, that sort of smooth glazed look. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
But this is one of
Mhm.
those ones again, like it's like you just said, it's like they took the antique, they lifted it and put it right on the repro. It's so close. I mean, these are ones like some of these I would like if I had an antique quilt that needed repair, and I was lucky enough to have these fabrics. Like some of these, the reproduction would be just perfect. You know, you could restore a quilt without having to. But how often does that happen? Not as often as you'd
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
I think this was another one that stumped me a little bit.
I think I'm gonna go with the top is repro.
Okay, I've lost track of. Okay, I don't think anybody's answered for this one yet.
No.
um, this one's interesting because the scale is different. I think that um, the actual reproduction, is very close. In terms of like what the things look like, but the scale is different. So.
LJ wishes that she had some of this fabric. I mean, I agree. I have yet really to see any in here that I was like, ew, no, I don't want that in my stash.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, I agree.
everyone is in agreement here that the top is repro.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the antique, I really like the color of the antique
Hmm.
because it's like a really, I don't, like a really dark, deep blue, I don't know if that qualifies. Well, would they use indigo for something like this? I probably not.
I don't know enough about indigo.
Yeah, indigo is so, yeah, it's so labor intensive. I don't think that you can get this kind of stuff with indigo. This is a tough one too. I don't remember on this one.
One thing I wish that they'd done was just that both swatches were the same size, so you could get the same
Yeah,
perspective
or
on it.
like separate them a little bit more so that you could see more of the one underneath. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Robin said about the last one, it was the smaller scale that made her feel like it was a repro. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, yeah, it was like go big or go home, right? For the last one. Um, and Alicia says the top is antique in this one.
Robin thinks so too. I think I'm going to agree.
Oh,
Booyah.
you guys are doing pretty good. I think this one, the repro on the bottom, I think that was another example of them trying to make it look clumsy, and a little.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make it look primitive.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my.
Yeah, this one 100% I think I got wrong. And now I don't remember.
Really?
But now that
This
I'm
one,
now that I'm looking at it, I do see the clues where I went wrong.
I'm gonna say this one feels kind of blatantly obvious. All right, Alicia,
Top is antique. Robin agrees. So
yep,
Alicia and Robin have the top is antique. And
yep.
I think I agree with that.
So was that originally what you thought?
I think I just looked at this one and went, "Oh my gosh, these are too close. I don't know." And I just looked. I think this is the one I just didn't even try. Um,
Hmm.
but I think this one, you've got some registration weirdness with. I'm assuming is that the picotage, or the top one right there. Those two petals kind of have some of that. Whatever the little. I don't know if that's
Here?
considered picotage. Yeah. See how it like overlaps the petals some right there, where the petals are completely clean on the one on the bottom.
Well, I would argue that this one has what is it called? Penciling, where they've added the blue after the fact,
Ah, yes.
and that's why it bleeds over.
Yeah. And
Alicia,
it's
was that one of your giveaways too? And also, I mean, let's just go for this black loss here.
uh-huh. Oh, yep.
If
Yep,
that's
yep, yep.
contributed.
And the black on the bottom one is very like flat and dense.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It is way too perfect. Same with these greens that they're way like you've got a little bit of that what would look like penciling right here.
Can you
Yeah,
explain can
Alicia
you
agrees.
explain to the peoples what penciling is?
Like when they go in after they've printed and they add this color, this blue on top of this yellow to make this green. Wasn't there some stuff that talked about it in that it's not easy getting green video? Are we looking at some examples of it in there? I
I
feel like
don't remember if there was anything about penciling in there.
I
I
think we
can't
were.
remember.
I think we were looking at examples of it in there.
Yeah.
And often one of the telltale signs here is that they didn't quote stay within the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see kind of some bleed over. It can look like here, it almost looks a little like haphazard. It's really not. It's just the technique that they use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Robin says the black on the bottom one is too perfect. Alicia said the other one is just too clean looking in the absolutely.
Yeah.
That thing looks like it was printed yesterday. Yep, top is antique. Mm-hmm.
And I also think, on some of these, like this one and maybe those, like that green one, I think if you held the backs together, you would also really see the difference. Because I think the backs on more modern fabrics are, even if you can see the print and the design, it still has this like consistency. Whereas the back of antique ones, sometimes you'll have this it's almost like the red like bled through a lot. Um,
Well,
and you can
and
see
just like
the
I was
yeah, that where the penciling
overshot,
happened.
it's
Mm-hmm.
see how it's blue,
Mm-hmm.
but on here we've got green.
Yep.
Or it's just showing up a little green, but it's very, very clearly blue on that
Yep.
backside.
You guys are doing a pretty
Uh
good job.
yeah, yeah. Um mhm.
I don't remember with this one either.
So you don't feel that this one's pretty blatantly obvious?
What do you think?
I think the top is antique.
I think so too.
Was that your gut?
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Do you guys agree with that?
Do you want me to tell you why it's my gut?
Alicia says top is antique. Yes. Yes, why?
Yeah. Um, I so if we're focusing on the browns,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when we're in antique browns, you're more often seeing kind of this honey wood brown
Mm-hmm.
and not this cool brown.
Okay. So warmer browns on antiques versus cooler browns.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm not saying that it's impossible to get that, but I am way more often seeing
Yeah. And
this
Alicia
different
said
kind of
the
brown.
colors in the bottom one seem off somehow.
They kind of seem too cool. Like
Mm-hmm. I
um
think the thing that maybe to the uninitiated or the only slightly initiated eye, I think it's easy to look at these and say, oh, that top one has so many more colors in it. It's more vibrant. And it's easy to say, like,
mhm.
oh, well, today we have, that ability where in that one in the back might be, that was all they had, blue and brown. Whereas we have, but
Well, but isn't that one of the great myths that
exactly,
people
exactly.
believe? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gobsmacked sometimes when I look at fabrics, especially on some of these quilts that are so old but in such just wonderful condition. And you just look at the fabrics and you're just like, "Oh my gosh." Like not only could they make these like really vibrant beautiful things, the detail and you know, even with slower technology than we have, they
Mhm.
just they were amazing. And you could
Hold
imagine
on.
dresses made out of this stuff.
Keep talking. I can't turn off my camera while I'm sharing, can I? Okay. Hold on 1 second. I need to blow for a
Yeah,
second.
you should actually be able to turn off your camera, but that's okay.
Apparently I cannot.
Nobody wants to see Jill blow her nose. um, but yeah, I mean, just thinking about like there was a couple of the quilts in the antique exhibit where I was like, they're probably not wouldn't be very fashionable today, but my gosh, what a beautiful like blouse or skirt, some of these things would have made and just been really
Yeah, this
stunning.
is this is a really like sophisticated looking pattern. And I feel like for antique fabric, they really loved directional prints.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so Alicia also added not only is the bottom one too cool, um, but that it's only brown and blue and doesn't have all this other depth of color, I guess.
All right. So we're all agreeing that the top is antique.
Hmm.
Ooh, ooh.
Yep. Oh, Robin would love a bag made out of the pattern, the antique one. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a it's kind of like a fabric of a time. You know, you look at this and you're like either okay, this is either an 80s reproduction or this is like what, 1880s. This one might be a little bit of a dead giveaway. I should have cropped it a little better.
This person takes this almost as many stitches and inches I do.
Yeah, and I think you could probably see once it's flipped up. I may have cropped the one flipped up a little better, but yeah, this was from a quilt or at least was a block that was yeah, not very adept at piecing. I think they were maybe new to the craft of piecing. So yeah, Alicia says antique.
Yep. Mhm. I mean, wouldn't it be hysterical if it wasn't? Like they did
Um,
it totally to trick you.
yeah, but I think we're all correct that the top one is
That
the
being
antique.
said, though, I'd really like to have this fabric, either one, in my stash.
I like the one with the one that we're actually comparing. I think it's like a really neat. That's a really neat fabric.
This is also really interesting. They like whip
I
stitched,
know. I don't know what is
but then
happening.
but then like pressed the seams flat.
I know. Like I don't know what they how
That must have been difficult to do.
they may have
Hmm.
pressed the seams. I don't know. I don't know. It was definitely whip stitched. It was not a running stitch as one might expect, because that's how
Hmm.
piecing is done.
Man. Mm.
I think both of these are very pretty.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with the top is antique.
The stitching is kind of weird. You know, I think it's not just weird. I think it was the person like maybe didn't know what sewing was. Or unless those were English paper piecing, you know, there's always that. Yes.
Even that would be some weird English paper piecing.
Yeah, I think the agreement is the top is antique.
Ooh, ooh.
And really, I mean, I think they're both really pretty, but I think the top one, the antique one is by virtue of the fact it's got that brown in there versus just kind of a flat background. I think that's what really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of
Hmm.
tough. I think you think you see thread tails at the top.
I think I'm gonna go with the top is antique.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, this is. I mean, aside from the difference in colorway, I think this one is very difficult because the weaves look very similar, and yeah, I mean that I don't see a whole lot of difference between the printing.
Yeah, so I've got Alicia and Robin agreeing.
Yep,
Woo!
you were right.
Woo, woo, woo. On this one, I'm going with the bottom is antique.
This is another one that I think is really fun. And this has like, I mean, you can really see this is that like colonialism in India, you know, because you could see like a sari made out of this with like some beautiful trim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the top is Repro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Robin and Alicia are in agreement.
Aw,
Yeah,
woohoo.
it's just, and I think this was another one where the fabrics themselves, like the repro, was much thicker. The
Mm-hmm.
the one on the bottom was very fine, almost like a lawn, I think.
Yep. Yep. Agree.
A toughie.
Huh.
Yeah, Robin said the repro looked thicker. Yeah. And you know, I mean, I just think that's like one of those things, like quilting cottons today have a different hand. And if you think about like a lot of the fabrics back, you know, in the 19th century, they were double duty fabrics. They were not made for quilts. They were generally made as garment fabrics that people bought also to make quilts. So,
I think with this one, I'm gonna go with the top is antique.
do you guys agree? The top is antique. We haven't stumped Jill yet. So Robin's saying top is antique. Alicia agrees. Top is antique. I think you're correct. Yeah.
Bam.
And you know, this is another one of those ones where like that green, like scribbly stuff in the middle, I think looks so close. And it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
almost like, I don't even know if you could really differentiate, perhaps, because, you know, unless it's the tone of the green. But the little like tree branches have
Mm-hmm.
they're finer on the antique one, whereas they're clumsier on the repro.
Mm-hmm.
This one's probably going to come as no surprise, which is which. Robin said it was the browns. Yeah,
Yeah, so on this one, I'm obviously going with the top is antique.
I think you would be correct. This is a fabric I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is kind of like one of the that I think there was that green one that had kind of the same thing. The newer one, it's like the leaves or the whatever is like orangey, whereas on the antique, it's very like a brilliant yellow.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that oranginess.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
were they like, yeah, we should change this? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. You know, and that's one of those things like where, and also in this one, I mean, you can see like that color kind of color gradation happens differently. It's almost like paint, you know, like
mm-hmm.
you've achieved a color gradation with paint, whereas this one it's like you know, like it's just manufactured. It's not, it doesn't have that simplicity, like that je ne sais quoi. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. 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 God, how many of these are there?
I think there was 20. I think this was the last one, isn't it?
Well, we're gonna find out. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last one. Wow, it's a lot of those. Okay. That was fun.
Yeah. I thought that was, yeah, when I saw that I was like, "Ooh, we could do this on the stream." So that's why I took pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Um,
yeah, I think that
so Robin got 16. Alicia got 17. And I got 19.
oh, well. Yeah, I think you got them all right.
I think I did. Woo!
So, good job, guys. And good job,
Yeah,
Jill.
that was really fun.
Yeah. Um
Part of me is like, maybe we need to ask our friends to make some more of those for us.
I know, right? You know, I like I said, you know, to have access to the antique and the reproductions. I mean, that is like that's a pretty massive undertaking that some of our friends have the ability to do. We're just I personally am not there yet with you know.
Yeah, Alicia, I feel like maybe like you need this interactive kind of thing in the museum.
Yeah.
That 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 could be interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
That
just saying.
well, and
Also,
that is the kind of thing that you would it be harder to identify them from the back? I think in
in
some
some
cases it
instances,
might.
yeah.
Yeah, in some cases I think it would be obvious, and in other cases I think that it might be tough depending. But this is the kind of activity that you see in museums, like
Hmm.
especially children's museums where you want the public to kind of not just like look at the thing but interact with it in a certain way, and I think that like matching or making a guess and then lifting the thing to see what's on the back of it. My husband's park, like in the nature centers, they have that kind of tons of that stuff, so and it's fun.
Do, do they have like what kind of animals live under this moss? And then like you lift up the moss.
They have one, I think, that is the tracks, the animal tracks.
Hmm.
I know I've seen one. I don't think it's not in any of his nature centers, but at some nature center I've seen whose poo is this? Who did this poo? And it'll show like a picture of some poop, and you're like, that looks like a deer.
You know what's funny? Deer poop is not anything you think it would be. Just saying.
It is surprising. Yes, the poop shapes that different animals make. I mean, wombats make square poop.
Why do you know that? We don't have wombats.
I know.
Is that from like when you were a kid and you read zoo books?
No, I think it was actually when my son was younger and had something, and that was like one of the facts. He had like all of these wildlife things. Um Marianne said deer
Mhm.
reminds me of rabbit poo. Yeah, like I think deer poo is just
Exactly,
like
but
rabbit poo,
they
it's just
are
bigger.
significantly bigger than rabbits.
But then and they eat vegetation. Both of them eat lots of vegetation. But then think about cows. Cows eat tons of vegetation. Their poo is nothing like a deer or a rabbit, especially if you have ever stepped in it. But
One
yeah,
time I pitched a tent over it.
oh yeah, being out in a cow pasture is like the worst. Alicia said she knew that about wombats as well. It's like one of those weird facts, that to learn about animals from down under. Um,
You know, and what a great exercise in the fact that conversation here can really just go anywhere.
it really can. You never know. Marianne says plop. Exactly. Or have you ever been in a parade? Anybody ever been in a parade? I've been in a couple of parades, and inevitably I've had to be behind the horses. And you're like dodging piles. I held a balloon
Yeah.
one time, like a giant inflatable, like Macy's parade kind of thing. Those are very hard to control when it's windy, and it's no fun trying to control this thing with your one cord, and then stepping around horse poops.
Wow.
Yes, and fresh horse
Nobody knows
poops
how to
too.
party like you do.
Yeah, I don't love to I like to go to parades. Parades are fun. I don't want to be in one anymore ever again.
All right. Well, on that note, that took us a while.
That's the
You,
thing. We
yeah,
can
you were
talk, we
right.
can stretch things out. She was worried, guys. She's like, "Well, we'll finish this. We'll have to look." And I'm like, "Well, you have access to all the pictures. We can look at anything." But I guarantee you that this game is going to take a while, and I was correct.
Yeah, you were. So originally what I thought we were going to look at were the antique quilt exhibit and maybe even the quilt study exhibit, which Stephanie has a quilt in. So since we didn't look at that, I have a feeling we'll probably end up looking at that then for our recorded video for the 4th because it's ready to go and there's so much seminar stuff to get through that like we really should do that. So
Never mind all the stuff that we probably have. We actually finished all of last seminar's stuff.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's been one big thing knocked off of our
It took
list.
a year. It took a
Yes.
year.
Yes. Hopefully this one will not take us a year. We have a bunch of vendor stuff. We have the two
Yep.
exhibits. Um,
We also just have a lot of like fun photo
hmm
stuff. Like I do your quilts and
hmm
just other pictures from things and whatnot. So yeah, we could actually probably spend at least one entire day just filming stuff, to be honest with you. But anywho, um, y'all, I need to go do a bunch of work because I've got to get out to my antique cases and Christmassy them up.
And I got
So
to
I
finish
will have
dinner.
some photos. Yeah, you have this thing. You just like cannot bring yourself to eat before the stream. You're
I,
like, I have 6 hours. I have all that time to make dinner, but I am going to wait till the last 15 minutes and then look stare at my dinner. The whole time that we're like behind the scenes when things are going, she's like, and I'm trying to say something to her, and I'm like, look at the screen. Like,
I got half my dinner eaten. I'll finish up the rest now. All right,
yeah.
guys. Well, hope to see you on Thursday at my stream. But if not, we'll see you.
When we
Well,
get back,
yeah, when
we'll
we
be
get
recorded
back.
on the 4th
Yeah,
and then Stitch and Glitch on the
Stitch and
8th.
Glitch on the 8th. Yep. So have a great week, guys.
Bye.
My mouse would work.